Is faux a no-no? My answer to that, and all you need to know about faux flowers, and a giveaway. Hey everybody, it's Kelly from My Soulful Home. Today we're going to answer the burning question, is going faux a no-no? If you're into home decor, you have obviously seen that faux floral collections are sprouting up everywhere. Everybody's got them going on. Ballard Designs, Crate and Barrel, Pottery Barn, Terrain, and West Elm. Yeah, so there are a lot of choices out there. So many more than I even mentioned. What we're going to talk about today is how to recognize a really great faux, how to incorporate faux florals into your home decor, how to care for them, and I have a fabulous giveaway, so you have to stay tuned for that. But I'm also going to reveal a faux floral collection that was really disappointing to me, in my humble opinion. And I'm going to share with you a designer who does faux right every single time and has been doing so for many years. Hey, I'm a gardener. I'm a flower lover. I even wrote a book on floral design and growing your own cutting garden. So for years, I said no to faux, but I have given them a second thought. And I've done some research. And in fact, I did a podcast episode all about faux florals, and it was wildly popular. So I think a lot of you out there who like home decor are rethinking faux. You're seeing these collections out there. So I think it's a wonderful time to revisit faux if you haven't been using them. Let's dive in, take a closer look, and see how you feel about it at the end of the video, whether you're saying yes or no to faux. Some faux are so lifelike that you actually have to touch them to know that they're not real. Looking at these two flowers, both peonies, can you tell which one is the real one and which one's the faux? I'll give you another second. Take a close look. It's hard to tell. This one is not real. It looks darn good, doesn't it? Hard to tell the difference. This is a real peony in water. And this one is by Diane James. Another real pro of going faux is this doesn't happen. These were such beautiful gardenias, but they don't last long in the vase. They still smell really great. I think they even smell better as they're passing away. But you know, this was 2 days in the vase and they're gone. That doesn't happen to faux. Another thing I want you to keep in mind when you're shopping for faux flowers and considering them is that it's really helpful to know what the actual flower looks like, the live flower, when it's blooming, because that'll help you determine whether the faux that you're considering purchasing looks like the real deal. Okay, so let's talk about the characteristics of a high quality faux flower. It's not going to be shiny. It's going to be more matte. It's going to have long stems. Sometimes they're even covered in floral tape or some sort of covering. You're not going to see the joints where the flowers connect or to the stem, or where the flowers connect to each other in the leaves. Those joints won't be so obvious. You're also going to find colors that are found in nature. Like this is, found in nature, but it's kind of super bright. These are obviously very natural looking flowers. And the yellow forsythia also, that's how forsythia looks. If it was blue, it really wouldn't look like forsythia. You're going to also see color variation throughout the flower. It's not going to be all uniform and sort of flat looking. So it'll have some tonations. Really obvious low quality faux will have frayed petals and leaves. You'll just see the material sort of coming away. Not all faux flowers are silk these days. That's kind of used interchangeably, silk flowers, faux flowers. There's a lot of more materials that are used in the faux flowers, but if they're using fabrics or materials that fray, that is really a sign that it's not great quality and obviously isn't going to look natural. So, think sort of the real cheapy ones that you might see outside of Joann's or Michael's or something like that. They're fine for certain purposes, but they're not really the high quality faux that you'd want to have an arrangement in your home. So don't rely just on the price. Examine the flowers. Two types of plants and flowers that do really well in faux are orchids and succulents. oftentimes you cannot tell, particularly with an orchid, whether or not it's real. In fact, I have a client who had been watering a faux orchid for about 6 months before she told me, I can't believe how long this orchid has been blooming. And I was like, wow, I guess you're not giving it too much water, because that's how people kill real orchids. And I stuck my finger in and I realized it was in cement, and we laughed and laughed because it was fake, but it looked beautiful. And you really couldn't tell until you got that close and actually put your finger in the soil as to whether or not it was real. Succulents are done really well in faux as well. So cute. It just, check to make sure they don't look shiny, plasticky. Otherwise, they can really pass for the real thing. So incorporating faux flowers into your decor. My first suggestion is treat them like long-lasting real flowers, not forever-lasting real flowers. So move them around your house, put them in different spots, put them away for a little while and bring them back. I mean, it's going to seem a lot more lifelike if they're not there for 10 years in the same spot on your coffee table. So mix it up a little bit, for yourself, but also for anyone who's visiting you. They can pass off as real flowers a lot easier if they're not in the same spot for 10 years. What I like to do with branches is to incorporate them with some faux flower branches. I got these forsythia branches at Crate & Barrel. I love these. I bought, I think, 3. And then I thought, maybe I need a couple more. So there's 5 in here with these other curly willow branches that I've had for years. And this has been so pretty in my entryway. And I got these at Crate & Barrel for just about $12 each. I think they were $11.99. And they, at the place that had a disappointing collection of faux flowers, they were $35 each and didn't look as good as these. So highly recommend these Crate & Barrel forsythia branches. So I love incorporating them in that way. It gives you a little bit of the real with a little bit of the faux. And you can also use real water if you're using faux flowers. Most of them have stems that are some type of plastic material so they can get wet. So, if someone's looking, if they see the real water, they're going to probably presume that they're real flowers. And then you can incorporate faux flowers with greens. I think that's a great way to go. I was thinking about these dahlias, which are not great quality. These were from Joann's, the bin outside. You can see there's some frayed petals. They've got this big plastic connector. The leaves kind of look weird from underneath, and they probably come apart pretty easily. So not great quality, but hey, my daughter's having a party. How cute would these be? Cut off and then put into little containers running down the table. And I'm going to put variegated, so the white and green ivy, real ivy, incorporated with each one of these, and then put votives in between. I mean, that would be absolutely adorable. The party's going to start in the afternoon. It's going to be super hot, real dahlias. They might last, they might not. I might not be able to get them in her signature color. So I think that's a great way to work in faux flowers, and nobody's going to, even if someone realizes they're not real, they're not going to care. And so cute with the real greens. So caring for your faux flowers is really simple. You're going to want to keep them out of the direct sunlight. That will help prevent any fading. And you just want to keep them dusted. And I think the best way to do that is with your blow dryer and just on a really low setting, cool and low, both settings as low as possible, and just blow them off gently. Don't get too close in there. And you might want to even do this outside if you have an outlet outside, so you're not blowing dust around your house. So that's one way to dust them off. You could use a feather duster with a very light touch. Another way to care for succulent faux is just to run it under the water. I mean, this is all plastic, so shake it off and then dry it off. Put it right back in its container. Again, with orchids, could do the same thing. You're not going to want to run them under the water, but you can wipe them down. So the strappy leaves, you could get a rag or a sponge, wring it out really well, and then just wipe them off and take the dust away. So I have a lot of sources in the show notes to my podcast episode. I'm going to link that down below. I'm linking to actual designers and companies that are producing faux flowers and actual flowers that I have seen and I think look great. So definitely check out that podcast episode. You can listen to it or you can read the show notes, and the link for both will be below. Okay, first let me say I love so much of what this company does. But Pottery Barn's faux flower collection, not so good. Not well made, and the prices are very high. I was blown away when the catalog came, and I couldn't wait to see these in person. So I went to the Pottery Barn store in Old Town Pasadena, and boy, was I bummed. I thought I was going to be coming home with some hydrangeas and whatnot. Nothing looked good to me. The petals were frayed. All the things I told you to look out for were going on there. And then I went down the block to Crate and Barrel, and I came home with these beauties. So sorry, Pottery Barn. And if anybody had good luck in Pottery Barn, well, you know, I'm glad, but I was very disappointed with that collection. Now, let me tell you about a faux flower designer that never disappoints. It's Diane James. Diane James Home makes gorgeous faux flowers. Okay, this peony in the glass is a Diane James. This beautiful arrangement is also a Diane James. Absolutely stunning. You see the hallmarks of the good faux that we talked about during the video. All of it's going on in here. In the video segment, when the peonies were next to each other, this is one of them. And the other live one was a bouquet that I purchased at Trader Joe's. I didn't do it on purpose. When I came home and I realized as the real ones were opening, I'm like, that looks exactly like my Diane James. So that's when I put them next to each other so we could take a look together. So Diane James has been making faux floral arrangements for over 20 years in her studio in Connecticut. This arrangement, I believe, is called Mad About You, and I am definitely mad about it. So I'm putting the link to the giveaway in the description to this video. So it'll be right down there below. Just click on it, enter to win. Do it soon because the giveaway is going to end really quickly. Thanks so much for coming by today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And what I really want to know from you is, do you say no to faux, or are you now saying yes to faux? So let me know that in a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming by.